Hey Gemini, Everlong Mystic here. Today we're going to get your gremlin bell reading. So we're going to look at what your gremlin is, and we're going to make the bell and see. We're just going to see like how to strengthen it, how the gremlin gets in there, and how you get rid of that gremlin, stuff like that. All right. So let's get this bell out here. And then let me grab my gremlin playing card deck, and we will see what is Gemini's gremlin. So what is Gemini's gremlin? Ooh, okay, so we have 5 of hearts. So that'd be like 5 of cups. And it's interesting because we have this little mogwai here. And it feels like he's being very positive, like doing the right thing, doing the good thing, right? Because he's normally 5 of cups is like you got 3 spilled cups, and you're not noticing the other 2 cups, and because you're all in your feelings and stuff. This guy here, he's actually not a gremlin, he's a mogwai. And he's like, oh, I see those 2 cups, and they're so pretty and beautiful, and I'm gonna grab them for my, like, he's doing the right thing, right? Now, here's the clarification for the gremlin part. So we have Queen of Pentacles here. And she is all in her head. Look, she is all in her head. Look at this big device she has over her head, and it even has flaps or doors where she can completely shut in and be totally in her head, right? So it's like the flip side. It's like the flip side of this energy. It's like, Gemini, your gremlin is when you're supposed to be doing this, but you're doing this instead. And you're really good at thinking. You're real good at thinking. Okay, so it's kind of like the thinking cap trap. That's your gremlin. All right. So how do we fortify this bell? Because this gremlin bell is here, for your protection. So we wanna strengthen. We wanna fortify it, and this is how you do it. All right. 7 of Swords. Okay, so the 7 of Swords, I'm just noticing like these scissors cutting through the clouds here. Clouds kind of represent what is obscured from you, what you're not seeing. Because obviously he's not saying something because there's this apple right in front of his face, right? But these scissors are cutting through the clouds, so it's, cutting through that indecision, cutting through the unknown. Okay, so the difference here between your gremlin and what strengthens your gremlin bell is that here you're like obsessively thinking about something, right? And here you're using your thoughts, and you're systematically cutting through what is and deciphering what is known, what is unknown, and you're making progress. So it's like being healthy about it. It's almost like this little guy here is trying to tell you, hey, like, hey, look what I'm doing. You can do it too, or whatever. So I feel like as long as you take a healthy approach, whenever you are just like when the gears in your head are turning, as long as you're taking a healthy approach, you're strengthening this bell. So here, this placement here is how the gremlin gets in. So this is that gap, right? So the gap, it's like the gremlins are blamed when there's something inexplainable. And so that inexplainable, that's the gap. And it's funny because to strengthening the bell is reducing the gap. And that's exactly what you're doing here with the scissors. is you're closing the gap on on the what's unexplainable. All right, so what is this gap? Nine of Wands. This Nine of Wands, it's kind of like got a lot of clouds here. A lot of cloud symbolism here, but it's kind of like being kicked in the butt by confusion. This is all about thinking, Gemini. I mean, yeah, you think, right? But it's all about thinking. But so when you start letting yourself get beat up over what you know and what you don't know, because man, you really like to figure things out. You really do. You really like to know the answers. And it's like when things are just too weird, because this is just weird. I mean, the image, it's all over the place. I mean, you got swans on top of elephants with giraffe legs and like a half a body, and it's just weird, right? It's surreal. So when things are more out there, like I would say, I want to say Pisces, like when things get really Pisces for you, it's like you get a little confused, and it kind of like it's like a hitch in your get along. And but when you let it become like when you let that like wound you or hinder you too much, that's when this gap opens. And your gremlin's like, hey, cool, I can come in now. So this right here is your Gemini, it's your connection to the bell. And for most of the signs, it's kind of like a spiritual connection, but we're going to take a look here. So we have Eight of Cups. Oh, that is really cool. So it's kind of like what are you willing to let go of? It's almost like you don't even mess. That's so cool. It's almost like you don't even mess with this bell. You let the bell kind of do its thing until something happens in your life where you have to get rid of something or walk away from something. That's when all of this gremlin stuff kind of comes into play for you. The overthinking, the sorting things out, like you super analyze. It's like you get all Virgo on it. You super analyze the situation because it's not something that is efficient and easy for you to either communicate, talk about, understand, something like that. Interesting. Okay, so how do you use this connection to your bell? Oh, well, that makes sense. So we have five of cups, which is funny because that's what this is, right? Makes total sense. I like this. It makes total sense because, like, look, you've got the same dude. The same dude is here, right? Where there's an apple in front of the face, right? So it's like everything, like things are obscured, and you're cutting through the unknown, right? And here it's like these are all the emotions that are present. It's like you're using this bell and this connection to your bell to navigate these emotions so that when you're in this space here, you you do it the right way as opposed to the wrong way, or the healthy way versus the unhealthy way, you know? And I mean that makes total sense. So smart use of the bell. Like most of the signs, very smart use of the bell. All right. The last card here, Gemini, this is the ringing of the bell. This is that ding dong. Ding dong, the gremlin's gone, you know? It's what knocks the gremlin out of there so it doesn't wreak havoc. So, what is this ding dong? Six of Pentacles. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting because this Six of Pentacles, it feels very like religious structure-y. And I would think I kind of expected something spiritual or religious or whatever to come up with your connection, but no, it's actually what shows up as as the ringing of the bell. It's almost like the connection you have to something bigger and greater to yourself, Gemini, is what truly gets this gremlin out of here. It's like your bell is there, okay? And it's there for you to use, and you can fortify it all you want by making the right choices, when you're in your headspace. But what actually rings the bell is is your it kind of revolves around your beliefs, your belief system, accepting something that's greater than you. It almost feels like North Node territory or something, or at least Sagittarius, maybe Sagittarius territory. It feels very Sag. The ringing of the bell feels very Sag. All right. So Gemini, this is your Gremlin Bell. This is your Gremlin Bell reading, and I hope it helped you in some way. Now, my bonus criteria for this reading to get a bonus reading were the icky cards like Death, Devil, Tower, 9 and 10 of Swords, and 3 of Swords, and I don't see that here. So no bonus reading for Gemini, but I you know I hope you enjoyed it. So I will see you later, and do not forget to embrace your inner mystic. Bye, Gemini.